Today on The Young and the Restless, Claire visits her cousin, Noah. Nick's suspicions run high, and Phyllis points the finger in another direction. At the hospital, Sharon tells a nurse that she read her son a book and his hand twitched. Noah must be improving, he was trying to communicate something. She's told it was probably an involuntary muscle contraction, and that it's a good sign that her son's condition is unchanged. Sharon snaps at her, and then apologizes. Returning to Noah's room, Sharon starts reading Tom Sawyer to Noah again, but his hand doesn't twitch, which makes her teary. "You have to come back to us, just like Tom and Huck did." At the LA Hotel Cafe, Claire catches Kyle watching Holden speak animatedly with Sienna. She asks what he's doing. Kyle thinks the more important question is what is Holden doing, and who is he doing it with? Claire explains they're old friends and reminds him that he promised not to bother her. He should stay at another hotel. The longer he hangs around, the more it pushes her away. Claire joins Holden and Sienna, and Kyle's surprised to see Nick appear. Kyle learns that Noah is in the hospital. He remarks on Holden and Claire's friend, and Kyle tells him her name is Sienna Bacall. Nick barks, "Are you kidding me?" Kyle shrugs, telling him that she owns some bar called the Shadow Room and knows Holden. Nick walks over to greet Claire. Claire learns that Noah's in the hospital and why. Sienna tells Nick she's the one who called Noah. Holden gobs, "You know Noah?" Sienna claims she met him recently. He visited her and her husband Mitch at their club. Nick wants to grill her more, so Sienna asks him to join her at the nightclub. Holden offers to take Claire to the hospital, but she questions what Sienna was doing at the hotel. He shrugs that he doesn't actually know. She must like omelettes. At the Shadow Room, Sienna wants to help Nick, but she only recently met Noah. Her husband, Mitch, met him in London and offered to invest if he opened a club out here. Nick apologizes if he's been intense. The police say someone ran Noah off the road. Sienna saw Noah the night of the crash. He left around midnight. Nick asks why she called him. She says he wanted information about licenses and permits. He asks why she hung up on him. Sienna shrugs, it was bad news. Meanwhile, Claire and Holden greet Sharon at the hospital. She recalls that Holden was a friend of Damien's. Claire asks if she could meet her cousin. Sharon takes her to Noah's room, pausing inside the door to question her about traveling with Holden. Entering the inner sanctum, Claire approaches Noah and tells his form that she's heard a lot about him and looks forward to hanging out. Sharon smiles inanely with tears in her eyes. Claire becomes emotional, imaging what this has been like for Sharon. She and Nick are lucky to have each other. Sharon says it's important to have that person in your life that you can always rely on. Back at the hotel, Kyle looks up the Shadow Room in hopes of finding out more about Holden. In her suite in bed, Phyllis has Cain's AI program in her laptop. She's remarking on her brilliance when someone knocks impatiently. Robing up, she lets Cain inside. Cain fumes, "What did you do?" Phyllis plays dumb and asks why he's so angry. She pretends to be scandalized when he tells her his program was stolen or destroyed, or both. Ranting, she asks if he has a list of suspects. Cain says he does. She asks who's on it. He replies, "You." Cain tells Phyllis she had the means, motive, and skills. "Do you have any idea what this program means to me, Phyllis?" She asks if wants some coffee to take the edge off. Cain wants her to look him in the eyes and tell him she didn't do this. Phyllis acts offended and outraged. She's been loyal and stood beside him. She yells and hollers about him, accusing her of stealing from him. That's outrageous. Cain's starting to think their goals are no longer aligned. She wants to go scorched on everyone who's wronged her and use his AI program to do it. Phyllis clutches her chest when he accuses her again. Standing close, Cain asks one last time, "Did you steal my program?" Nick finds Holden in the waiting room at the hospital and asks what's up with him and Claire. Holden says they're just friends. He's showing her around LA. Nick starts grilling him about the shadow room and asks if he's ever seen Noah there. Holden shakes his head. Nick asks about Sienna. Holden thinks it's crazy that she knows Noah. Small world, right? Clare appears, hugs Nick, and she and Holden take off. Nick muses, small world, not a chance in hell. Nick rejoins Sharon in Noah's room, and she tells him about the hand twitch and the nurse's disappointing reaction. Nick grouses, everything about this is wrong. He tells her he ran into Sienna Bacall at the hotel, talking to Holden Novak. Nick can't shake the feeling that she was holding something back. She's definitely hiding something.